That's what we do every week either way.
Yeah, but we usually follow like some type of script.
Well, you wanted it to go this route.
The other ones were too deep for me today, and I can't go deep.
Alright, so we're not going
I bet you we will.
to. Yeah. I mean, this is a deep video.
Oh. See what? Oh, let's do it together. 3, 2, 1. Go up.
That's what it sounds
That's what it
like.
says, right?
No, it doesn't say
She
that.
doesn't talk?
No.
Go up.
This is just a sound.
Oh.
Like,
Oh. Go up.
She doesn't say that. Oh my goodness.
Oh. Okay. Happy Sunday.
Happy Sunday.
Oh, go. Go.
No, I'm not
Go.
rapping.
Go. I didn't even say that.
I felt it. I felt it. Well, happy Sunday or happy whatever day you're watching this show.
Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday.
Thank you for joining us at the Pause show.
I didn't know whether you were going to say show or studio. So.
No, well, the Pause show at the Pause Studios.
Okay, not bad.
Because they are like that. It's the same thing. You know.
There, Melanie,
Yeah, Seal.
we still have the pink light behind you.
We didn't change the light color. This is what happens when I don't put the reminder on the.
Ooh.
No, it's
if
okay.
you didn't know this about Melanie,
Don't
I'm
s-
gonna do a gesture. You ready?
That's not true.
It's okay. It's a good trait.
Yeah.
Quality. It's a good
Trait.
quality.
No, quality. Quality or trait? Quality.
Let's say quality. It's a
Quality.
good quality to have. Keeps us all.
And mind you, she's the youngest one. And we
Wait.
all get hit by her.
Every Monday.
That is
Or
not true.
when
What you guys don't know is that I was severely bullied before this episode because of things that I was doing wrong.
she brought it up. We didn't.
So it's
We
not
didn't
just
bully.
me.
We did not bully. She put herself in that predicament, and we just since we have a bond here, we're just not gonna let you get away with it. We have to bring it up.
It was a lot of things, guys.
It's
But it's
okay.
okay. It was just one of those
It's
days.
Monday. It's Monday.
Exactly. You see?
Wait, for us it's Monday. For you it's
So-
Sunday. You see?
I mean, we record these episodes on Mondays, so you know what people have, the mindset that they have of Mondays. You know, it's Monday. Like the start of the week, you're tired, stressed,
And it's just
busy,
Monday.
and it's just Monday.
We're already tired. We haven't even gone through the week. It's Monday and we're already tired.
Yes. But today,
It's green. Just wanted
it's
to let you
great.
know.
Oh,
Okay.
that's great. Thank you.
I hope that you guys are enjoying our show. I think February was very, very deep,
It was.
very heartfelt, and emotional,
Intense.
and transparent, and very spiritual too.
Yes. I think the way that each episode flowed was just very nicely. It was very personal.
Yeah.
Like I feel like at least every topic, every episode that we had for the whole month, it was very personal. Aside from what we wanted to talk about, we were able to really go into detail about certain things about our life, guys. Like, and some of these things are things that I hadn't mentioned to a lot of people. You mentioned something very personal to you, so
Yeah.
we were vulnerable.
I know. You know what? After hearing it, like after you hear it, you're just like, Somebody's watching this on a big
I
screen right
know.
now, and it's not
Yeah.
in their ears. Like the whole house is listening to
Yeah, I
this.
know.
It's
I
like,
know.
yeah, it's vulnerable
Yeah, we were vulnerable.
to put yourself out there. But nonetheless, this is what we're trying to push out there is
Right.
speak from experience and have those touching moments that you also can relate. And I hope that you are relating. And I hope that you're having these conversations with whoever's in your room
Right.
at that moment. Or if you want to text us, like, well, I had somebody did text me and
Really?
say, yeah, that was a great conversation. Not this one, the last one that
The
we
last
had.
one.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, that's nice.
It's nice to hear that, Melanie. Yeah.
Yeah.
When somebody tells you it was a great conversation. I'm like, yeah, it sure was.
Yes. You had to share that with me.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Yeah,
Okay. I
because
will. I will.
I'm like, oh, that's nice.
I know you hear when you don't hear nothing, it's like birds are just did anybody hear a conversation?
Yeah, honestly. But I'm glad that people are watching
Yeah.
and that they're listening and like Sia said, we hope that every conversation that we have here, as vulnerable as we are getting, that you're also having that opportunity to be vulnerable with yourself, with God and with whoever you're watching it with, right? It's a moment for, as we emphasize always, for you to pause, reflect, and the topics that we mentioned are very important ones, very personal ones. So not just for us, but for you as well.
And the girls on the set, like
Yes.
they also they encourage us, you know, they tell us that was a good episode, guys.
Yeah.
And we love to hear that, girls. Thank you.
Yes. We love you.
I thought they were
We
gonna
love you
talk.
too.
Okay.
Okay. Thank
They
you.
have the microphones on today.
So for today, we're doing actually something very different.
Yeah, because I don't want to think. I think the last two episodes were so intense.
They were. No, I
Yeah.
think the whole month in general was very
Yeah.
intense. It was, like I said, we became very vulnerable. We were very personal.
Yeah.
So,
I need a break.
yeah. Yeah, that's okay.
Okay.
Yeah, that's fine. So we're gonna um share with you guys a video that CEO shared with me, and we're just gonna reflect on it, talk about it, be honest about it.
Dissect it.
Yeah,
And you too, while
and
you're
you
listening
too.
to it.
Like, but really, like, really watch it and listen. You know, sometimes we watch videos and we just watch it and we're like, sometimes we don't even
We
really
don't
like.
put mind to
Yeah, we
it.
don't. We don't. I think we're so like reeled into like social media in general that a lot of the videos that we watch, we don't really see it the way that it's meant to be seen.
We don't put intention in it.
Yeah.
We just look at it, oh, heart,
Yeah.
and just keep
Yeah.
going.
It's just,
Yeah, I don't do that.
yeah, so no, so really really pay attention to this. It's very short. It's a very short video, but it's very emotional. Very emotional. So
So I'm gonna set it up. This is a wedding that you're about to watch,
mhm.
and that's the father of the bride, and he is basically telling the son-in-law something special. Okay, guys.
If one day you ever have a change of heart that you don't love my daughter anymore, please don't hurt her. Just bring her back to me. Give it back to me. Okay. Not gonna happen. Yeah. Okay. Okay. My precious daughter is yours. Thank you.
Okay, Melanie, since you are fresh and watching the video, like, let me hear what were your first thoughts. Like, yeah.
For me, when I saw the video, I think it was just the way he was speak, like his voice. Like he was trying, obviously in that moment, not to break out in tears, but you could still hear it in his voice on how emotional he was giving his daughter in. I think a lot of people in weddings, it becomes, which it should, right, very much about the bride and the groom. But I find it very special that they have this tradition of the father giving his daughter in. And there's more to that than just him doing it,
Yeah.
right? A lot of
Yeah.
people really ignore or don't pay attention to that part of the wedding. And as obviously I'm a woman, I'm not a father, but I can only imagine as a father what they feel when they're giving their daughter to now what is going to be another man in her life. And for since the day that your daughter is born, they say, right, that the father is the first love of their life.
Yeah.
Right? And that's special. That really is special. And then when the dad is giving her in, and like we see in this moment, the dad is giving her into this man, it's kind of like, now it's you. Like, it's no longer me. So like, how it must be beautiful for him to give his daughter in, but it also must be very heartbreaking.
Yeah.
Like, wow, that's
You have
it.
to trust somebody else
Yes.
now. Yeah.
And that's why he's saying what he's
I know.
saying.
I know.
Because he is basically saying, I am entrusting my daughter to you. And a lot of people take that very lightly. Just marriage in general, they take it very lightly. So you can see the emotion, and you can see how much feelings he has in that moment to say, hey, I'm giving you my daughter, but please, like, please take care of her heart. Like, it's not just like, guys, it's not just like take care of her financials, take care of the, like, no, like in that moment I feel like he wasn't even thinking about any of that. It was just like, just take care of her heart.
Yeah.
Like, just make sure that her heart is not broken, because if in any way that you feel that, then you just bring her back to me. So I'm just trying to guard her heart.
I think that's the part that broke me when I first saw it, when he said that, just bring her back to me. And it was like, I cried when I first saw it. I just cried and cried. I've been married. I have had that moment. But you said something here so beautiful. The exchange of a father giving away his daughter to the man that is now going to be in her life. We do take that moment for granted, because that girl has been living with, well, we're gonna think she lived with her parents, you know. Maybe she lived on
Sometimes
her
it's
own,
different, but
let's just
yes.
for this case, you know, she lived with her father at home. He raised her. He showed her what type of man she's supposed to be looking for. He's been a great father. He has shown her this is what a man of your life supposed to look like: caring, loving, compassionate, a provider, someone that loves you unconditionally, someone that goes out of their way. And like you said, your father sometimes is your first love. He is the first man that you see in your life. And you, whether we like it or not, the man that comes into our lives, we kind of compare what our father showed, the gestures, the actions that our father showed us. We kind of compare the next person that comes to our life, like that's the way that they should be acting. And sometimes we settle for less than,
Right.
but we know how we should be treated. But I think that's another subject.
Oh yeah.
But when a father shows you that, and he's standing there, I can only imagine that moment that he's like, here, I'm gonna give her away to you to take care of her.
Right.
But don't hurt her, because I didn't hurt her.
Right.
I actually took her heart and I
guarded it. Took care of it.
So now it's your turn to do that.
Right.
So
it's the last thing he wants is that, like you just said, like, I've guarded her heart and I entrust that to you. And if you break her heart, it's kind of like you're doing the opposite of the vow that you're doing today.
Yeah.
Like the vow that you're giving to her today.
Yeah.
So if and it's important to listen to how he said it. Like if you ever feel like you are going to break her heart,
Mm.
like he tells him, like, because guys, it happens, right? We see a lot of stories of divorce, and sometimes it comes to the point where you feel like the man, or in certain cases the woman, right? But in this case we're talking about the men. They feel, they know when they are going to break the other person's heart, right?
Yeah.
Whether it's by um being unfaithful, right?
Yeah.
You feel it. And so he tells him, like, hey, when you start feeling that, just give her back to me. So
Yeah.
before you actually commit the action in breaking her heart, just bring her back to me. Like before you actually do that, there's a point where you will know where you're going to do that. And before you commit that action, just bring her back to me.
You know, that's why it's very important for fathers to be present in their daughter's life. Just don't leave the job to the mom to do. Just because she's a girl. You know, mothers tend to gravitate more to their little girls because,
Right.
it's like they're your little doll that you're playing
Right,
with,
yeah.
And fathers sometimes, not all of them,
No, of course
sometimes some
not.
fathers love their daughters dearly.
Yeah.
But it's very, very, very important that you are present for your daughter's life, that you are there, that you do show her what type of man she is looking for. They watching you, how you treat the mom, how you love the mom, how you take care of the mom. They're actually observing you, your behavior, your actions, the way that you speak. And if you are an aggressive man, if you are a passionate man, a loving man, your daughter's looking at that.
Right.
But if your household is negative, what do you think they're going to look for?
Right.
Because they're going to think that that's normal behavior.
And
now,
then that's when they become attracted to that.
Yes. Now, if the household is loving, is respectful, there are dates, there's love in the household, there's affection towards one another, guess what your daughter is going to start looking for? She's going to start looking for a man that's the same way. And I'm like, you know what? If I had a son, you know what I would do, Melanie? I would take my son on dates when he's older, and I would show him, this is the way that you treat a lady. I would create a king in my house.
Yeah.
So when he leaves, he knows how to treat his woman, and not what social media or TV is showing you.
Right. Because it's showing the complete opposite.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So
that's very important.
If you fathers take your time, take your daughters out on a date, show them how a date is supposed to look like.
Right.
But knock on that door. Oh, knock on the door. I'm coming to pick you up. Let her open the door. Come in with whatever it is that she likes here. Treat her like a princess. Walk her to the car. Open that car door. All these different details, these gestures, you guys, are very important to us women.
Yeah, they are.
Like sometimes we just don't say nothing because it's like, oh my God, like I'm not gonna argue about that.
Point?
But those are the details that spark something in us.
Yeah.
It's like,
But the thing is, and this is what we discussed last time, right? The thing is that it's not just like to spark it at the beginning. It has to be an ongoing process.
Yeah.
Right. And I like the fact that you said, like, it starts within your home. It starts on how fathers treat their wife, right? It starts like that. Because I do believe that there are certain men out there that know how to treat their daughter, know how to love their daughter, but do the complete opposite to their wife.
Oh, that's interesting.
So it's one thing can be you wanting to show that affection to your daughter, right? You feel that affection to your daughter, but your daughter, like you said, will grow up to see how you are treating.
Yeah.
And it kind of causes this balance, right? Like, okay, you're doing good and
treating your
daughter right, but you're showing her the opposite as to how you're treating your wife. So then it can be a mix of emotions as to when your daughter starts growing up. Okay, so what is the correct way for a man to love me? right? I know what I've received from you, but then I also see the opposite as to how you treated my mom. And that is what I received. That is what I learned. So it's kind of like there can also be um a way of growing up in that way and not knowing what to accept. Like you become attracted to good, but you also become attracted to the bad. So there is a mix. So it's important that, like you said, that you don't only treat your daughter and do these things for your daughter, but that your daughter is watching you be that man to your wife. Because one day you are going to give your daughter to a man to be that wife. And if you want that man to be a good husband to his wife, then you should have portrayed that to your wife as well.
You just like we don't think about it. I don't think about it that way because I don't have children. But you're so right when it comes to that, because that causes an imbalance in the family.
Yeah.
Because now, of course, the daughters, if they're little, they don't notice that daddy treats me, let's say, better than mom. But once they get older, they will notice that. And not only that, the daughter, if we don't stop that, then I'm trying to say this the right way. The mom, whether maybe perhaps not, can have a jealousy towards the daughter of why does he treat her better than me? The daughter can become the favorite, and she knows that, and she can take it into the negative side and be like, well, daddy loves me more than you. So it causes a division in the family. So when you're talking, I don't know if you saw me, I'm like, you know what? That's dangerous.
It is.
That's dangerous.
It is.
Because the daughter doesn't probably see it now, of course, if they're small, but when they get bigger and they see that daddy's bringing me all this stuff, but you don't bring nothing to mommy, she can ask the question too when she gets older, but why didn't you treat mommy the same way that you treated me?
Yeah. It causes a disconnection, a disbalance, and there has to be a balance in your home. And it comes down to even these things. Like there can't be now obviously the connection that a father has towards a daughter, it's gonna be strong. It's gonna be a defensive relationship that you have towards your daughter. You're taking care of her, you want nothing to hurt her, you want, right? But isn't that connection and love built, and didn't it start with your wife?
I was going there, but
like
you keep going.
Before your daughter came to life, right? Wasn't that love there with your wife? Didn't that love bloom with your wife? So why does it happen that once your child is born, that love now starts drying down or dying down? No, it has to remain that same. You have to show that love to your daughter, of course, but also equally to your wife, because that's the love that your wife also has for her daughter. But then it can become a disconnection when you portray it more to someone else than to the other. It can. And confusion. Causes a lot of confusion.
Yeah.
To the daughter, to the mom.
Of course it does.
And I can understand why maybe the fathers maybe don't see it, right? Well, I'm loving my daughter. Well, I'm showing her how to, I'm showing her love. So I can understand why maybe they don't notice it, but
you just left me like we went a totally different route right now, because it's just like does any of the ladies have something to say about that before we keep talking? No. I'm even speechless. You know why, Melanie? Because I have seen this in families where the father loves the child more than the mom. I have seen where the mom loves the son more than the father, because at the end of the day, the love that they're not receiving from one another, they're
They're
trying to get
just,
it off the
yes.
child.
Mm-hmm.
I can't believe we're even discussing this. You know
Yeah.
why I'm saying this? Because as I was sending you the video, the first thought that came into my head was, it's a Bible verse. This is what I was looking for, where it said, the question that came to me was, who comes first? The husband or the child? The wife or the child? This is the Holy Spirit. In my way of structure, who comes first? The husband and wife. Okay? And it's in Ephesians 5:25, where the husbands are instructed to love your wives just as Christ loved the church and gave himself up for her, indicating that a spouse should be the primary focus of love within the marriage, even before children.
Mm-hmm.
So I didn't even know that I was going to go this way. I was trying to keep it simple and basic, you know? I didn't even want to go there, but she brought it up and I'm like, oh my God, we're going to go there. We're going to go there.
I'm sorry.
So if the message today is, because this wasn't even for today. This wasn't
No.
the podcast for today.
No, it was
We
not.
had something else to do. Something else for the month of March, but it was so, the topics were so deep as well. And like I told her, I don't feel like thinking, like I'm mentally drained right now.
Yeah.
And so I sent her that video and I said, why don't we just do something simple and fun?
This is fun.
Simple and fun, like, and loving and heartfelt, like a dad giving away his daughter. What do you think the dad felt? What do you think the daughter felt? What do you think the son-in-law felt at that moment? And here we are going in this direction, which I know is the Holy Spirit leading it,
Yeah.
Because in a Christian household, the husbands, you are supposed to be resembling the love of Christ in your home first.
Yes.
That's why you are the sacerdote, right? The priest.
The priest.
The priest of the house. That's what God called you to do. And the number one thing is to take care of your family, to show the love of Christ in your family. Show it first to your spouse.
Yes.
The same way that God loves the church is the same way that you as the husband has to love your wife.
Right.
And that,
Well, the spouse came first
yes.
before the children come
Of
into
course.
the picture. So therefore, you should love your spouse
And
first.
the love should increase.
And then that love slowly starts
it
growing.
should increase even more.
Yes, it grows.
Because
it's
you
supposed
just
to grow.
experience your wife giving birth. Your children came from her. That love should increase so much more in your household. And you should love her like the queen that she deserves to be, so that your daughter can see, I am a queen as well. And my dad treats my mother so beautifully that this is the way that the man that comes to my life has to be the same way that my father taught me.
Right.
And if a man comes and is totally not that, you know what your daughter's going to do? No.
Bye.
That is not what my dad taught me.
Yeah.
I did not see that in my household. My dad never yelled at my mom. My dad never pushed my mom. My dad didn't do this. He did not do that. He did this, and this, and that, and you're not doing it, so get out of my life.
Yeah.
That's the way that it should be.
Right.
You should be an example
to
your daughters of what a godly man is supposed to look like.
Amen.
You heard me. I said godly.
Yes. Because that's what it requires. And like I was saying, there it starts. You can show that love and affection to your daughter only, let's say. But when she goes on to find the man of her life, the husband that she is now going to, right? She goes in with that mentality, right? You don't know what that has. Okay, yes, my dad treated me this way, but then now one day she's gonna become a mom, what happens then when now she's becoming a mother and then she sees that her husband is now doing that? Is she going to accept it because you basically gave her that example?
Mm-hmm.
You wouldn't want that for your daughter,
No.
to accept becoming like a backup,
Yeah.
like a secondly person to love. Like, okay, now my children are here and now you are kind of, no, everyone in your family should be connected.
Yeah.
Like there has to be a balance between all of you. It's not just husband, children, or wife and children. No, it's husband and wife, then come the children. Because if you guys are loving each other the correct way, the proper way, then that love is going to be portrayed correctly to your children.
Yeah. And your children will be imitators of that. And you could tell.
Yes.
You could tell. Or at least I could tell when children come from a loving home. I could tell that.
Yeah.
I can't. Can we go back to the basics?
Well, going back to the video,
like,
we
what do
can
you
tell.
think? Uh-huh.
Well, at least for this father, we can tell. I can tell
They're
that
Christian.
Well, yeah, because of the background.
Yeah,
I heard that.
Yeah.
But you can tell that he was a good husband to his wife.
For saying something like that?
Yes.
Yeah, of course he is.
So
But he was telling him, without even telling him, I am the protector of this family.
Exactly.
I'm giving her to you, but she still belongs to me. I'm giving her to you, but if you don't want her, bring her back. If I heard my father say that in front of me, oh my God. No. I feel safe.
Yeah.
I would feel safe. I would feel protected. I would feel like I have somebody else. I'm not saying if it doesn't work out, blah, blah, blah. I want everything to work out,
of course.
but that I have a safe space to go back to.
Right.
Now, the question is, what did you think the son-in-law felt? I mean, I wish we could ask somebody. Like, if we could call someone right now and be like, hey, can you watch this video and tell me as a son-in-law, what do you feel watching this? If a father was to tell you that, who can we call?
Do you really want
to call? I would be crazy like that. Who can we call right now? But if Pete wasn't working, I would call him.
Oh, he's working.
Yeah.
Oh, man. How about...
No, it's okay. It's okay.
It's okay. Okay.
It's okay.
We'll not do.
What do you think he felt?
Let's not make it more complicated than it needs to be. Well, I like how he got emotional.
Yeah, he felt it.
Yeah. I feel obviously he felt the pressure.
Oh my God.
I mean, let me tell you, if I was him, I would feel pressured. I would be like, okay, sir, thank you. I heard you. Thank you. But I appreciate the fact that he was able to get emotional as well. Like, he was crying.
Yeah.
He was crying. And the words that he said was, that won't happen.
Yeah, it won't happen.
It won't happen.
I'm sure that father and son-in-law had a conversation beforehand, and he just did it publicly.
Right.
But he did it in a whisper. But anyways.
No, of course.
Now, you, as a daughter, if you heard your father say that, how would you feel?
I would definitely be breaking out in tears, let me tell you that. But I think, like you said, I would just feel loved. I would feel that embrace from my dad in that moment, and just hearing such kind words, I would just feel very emotional. It's a nice feeling to hear your dad speak like that.
Yeah.
Because you're like, wow, like, thank you. Like, I will feel very appreciative, because it also it stands a boundary in that moment. Like, you're letting him know. You're letting the person that's soon to be my husband that I have someone that is going to protect me,
Yeah.
that protects me,
Yeah.
that is going to look out for me, that this is not just a joke. This is not just something to take it lightly. Like, this is not just a party, something festive. Like, this is a marriage. And having the dad share that in that moment before they are um sharing their vows, before they're actually making that commitment, is a way of her feeling that, but also of him, of the soon to be husband, feeling the intensity and the importance of a marriage.
Well, she still has a safe place to go to, buddy.
No, yeah.
Like, she's not by herself just because she's yours.
Oh yeah.
You know, she still
Oh, she
has
has,
someone.
yeah, she has a family looking out for her.
When the husband knows that, I think he's a little more careful.
Oh yeah.
You know, I think in what he says and what he does. I want to move to another thought that I have, but I want to hear what the girls because they have their microphones today. Because I said have your microphones on because I want to hear what you thought about the video. Eunice, what did you think about the video when you saw it?
Um, I thought I seen something like that. I think like maybe a year or two ago. I mean, the father has a point, right? No, he. I don't think the father wants to see their daughter get hurt, right?
Talk about it.
Um, so when I saw that video, I don't want to say I felt his pain, right? Because I don't know what that is. Because I'm a mother, but my sons are not there yet. So I kind of like felt what he was trying to tell the groom to be. The father doesn't want to see his daughter get hurt. So yeah, if you're gonna do something to her, if you're not gonna love her anymore, when it comes to that point, right, that you're not gonna love her anymore, then bring her back to me because I will always love her no matter what. That's what I felt from him, right? That no matter what, if you don't love her, if nobody loves her, I'm still gonna love her. That's my child. That's my daughter. So, you know, it's tough because not a lot of uh not a lot of guys will understand that.
Yeah.
They won't understand that father figure and that perspective where he's coming from.
Yeah.
So that's a lot. When a father says that, that's a lot. Jazz, what do you have to say about that?
I was gonna say, Eunice, that was beautifully said.
Yeah. That was
About the
about the
pain
love and
that he felt telling that. That was beautifully said. Okay.
thank you.
Say it.
This is funny. I saw this already a while back as well. And I saw another one that was similar. I think that for the father, this is also something that's cultural probably for them. Because their nationalities are usually very tight-knit families.
Okay.
And they have like standards for family. They're not Westerns, like you could tell, because we have a different way of doing things on our side of the world, and they are very family oriented. They like to keep the family together, what's like family business, everything. So for him to say something like, basically, I will always take back my family. That's what he's telling, the guy. And it's a lesson for us, like, regardless if we marry off or whatever the case is, there's an unconditional love that family has for family. And I feel like he portrays that and in today's society it's not taught. Now I disagree a little bit with Eunice though. I feel like every guy knows this though. I don't feel like people are naive, to breaking somebody else's heart and what that will make people feel.
Right.
Um I just think that, like, because culture has changed us so much and social media and everything that's being taught now,
Right.
it's just not the same respect anymore.
Mhm.
But I think consciously, like, everybody knows, don't break somebody's heart.
Yeah.
And, a dad will always love his little girl. Like, it's kind of, it's like, it's unspoken, and maybe not all dads express it correctly or verbally tell their daughters, but, um, it's like what I think Pastor was saying yesterday. Like, if something happens to my daughter, I feel it as a mom.
Mm.
And I feel like because we come out of them, there is some kind of like connection that if there is something with their child, a parent does suffer that, even if it's in silence. So we will always, as children, have like a connection to our parents. Now, whether or not they take us back, I feel like that's just more like how the world is teaching us whether to do that or not. So I that's my perspective on it. I feel like it's more cultural than it's anything.
Okay.
Okay.
Interesting.
There are some, I don't know if it's culture, I don't know. I know that there are some families that said te casate, disfrute de la casa. Whatever happens in your house is in your house and stays in your house.
Hispanics?
I did.
I mean, let's just be honest.
Los problemas se quedan en la casa.
Yeah. Like whatever happens in your home, that's it.
Mm-hmm.
It's your home now. It's your family.
Mm-hmm. But
Now, what? Go ahead.
No,
No. Go ahead. No. Sorry, we were.
I wasn't gonna say, Hispanics. I wasn't gonna say that. I was gonna say, like, in.
I'm sorry. I take it back.
And people that have
Okay.
money, I have heard that.
Oh.
Like,
Okay.
no, go back to your house. That's your husband now. And no matter what, like the old school mentality where the wives were housewives and that's all they were.
Okay.
And that's it. And there's the money. When they come from money, that's how they act. Everything's put under the rug.
Yeah.
Like whatever happens in your household stays in your household. You married that person, you have to stay there. Go back and take care of it. And you have to live like that for the rest of your life. The women.
Yeah.
So for us Spanish people.
Well, I've heard that at least. Like I know what you're saying, and there's also cultures that really, when it comes to marriage, but I feel like that's definitely like another topic. When it comes to culture and marriage, there's definitely cultures that are very strict.
Yeah.
Right. There's even, unfortunately, women out there that don't even get to choose their husband. Right.
Yeah.
But that's definitely another topic. But in regards to, like, at least from my side, I've heard a lot of Hispanics, and I'm being honest, to tell their once they get married, or not even get married, right? Once they move in together, it's kind of like, okay, your problems are your problems, and you have to deal with them.
Yeah.
Now, in a way, I get that, right? Because then also you are making that commitment. You have to be able to be independent, right? It's kind of like that independency of like, okay, you have to be able to work things on your own, because you have decided to marry someone. You have decided to move out of our roof, right? It's like the saying, like, you live under our roof, you live under our rules, but now you're getting out of that. Now it's time for you to move on and set your own boundaries, set your own rules, set your own life, right, with that person. So I get that. But then it's also like, hey, like making like, again, and going back to the video, like just always leave that door open though to your
Yeah, a safe
children.
space.
Give them a safe
Yeah.
place. Allow them to feel like, hey, if anything does happen, I'm able to speak to my parents about it. Be honest with them, be raw with them, get advice from them. It's important to have that connection with your parents, even when you are married.
Yeah.
Because once you set that boundary of like your problems are your problems, then you kind of set that mentality, that line of like, that means I can't even come to you, right? You kind of set that like trust issue within them
That's
of like,
good.
I don't, I, I feel like I shouldn't even come to you right now. We're going through something, right? We're going through so much hurt right now in our marriage. We are about to go through divorce. Can I go to my parents to speak to them about this, or are they just gonna say no? Like this is
Take care of your own.
this is your problem.
Mm.
You chose him as your husband, so now
Mhm.
you have to deal with it.
Mhm.
No, like don't close that door on your children. It's important to allow them to have that independency, because they are making that choice. They have to grow up. They have to be mature.
Yeah.
Yes, of course. But allow them to have also that glimpse of like, hey, but I'm still here for you. I'm still here for you. You can still come back to me. You still have that door open for whenever you need me. We will be here with open arms and take you in no matter what happens in your household, because that is your child.
Yeah.
That is your daughter.
Yeah.
You know, so never close that door completely to your children. I feel very strongly about that. You know, and I have a son and a daughter now. So I've I have a very strong mentality when it comes to treating your children um equally when it comes to love. I do not believe in like, this is how you treat your son and now you have to treat your daughter with differently with more love. No, the love has to be shared equally, guys. Both of those are your children. Or if you have more than two, then in my case, right?
Divide
But
yourself.
divide your love equally to them. So that I appreciate everything that they shared, because you can see how all four of us had different perspectives on it.
Yeah, that's why I said put your microphones on.
Yeah.
Because I know that we all think differently and the conversation can just flow. And the fact that I don't know who said it. I know that, I think Eunice, you said it about that fathers don't know that. I think it also comes, or men don't know
Men
this.
don't know
I
that.
think it comes from what household you grew up in,
What you were taught.
what you were taught.
I mean, it just, everything comes down to that.
Yeah.
Like what you grew up with, what you were taught,
Yeah.
what you saw, what you experienced. That's
that's what
literally
you
what
bring
it comes down
forth.
to it.
Yeah.
That's what it comes down
Yeah.
to. It does. It really does. And that's why we need to be very careful.
You know, I'm here thinking, and I'm saying, what about, how can I say this? You know, what about those women that they did grow up in a safe environment, loving home, and they still go into a relationship where they are abused? So did the parents not do a good job? Like, what happens there in that moment?
Yeah.
Why did she succumb to that? It's something we can't.
No.
I don't even know if you could. I don't know if you could answer that.
Well, it all comes down to, because one thing is growing up in a loving home, but then your environment also changes you, and we have to remember that our environment is not just our home. Our environment is everywhere we step into, right? So sometimes the environment at school is teaching you something completely different. The environment that you have with your friends is teaching you something different. If there's sometimes children spend a lot of time in their friends' house, that's another environment that they are grasping. The environment at church.
And you know why I'm saying that?
Mhm.
Because the excuse that I hear is, I came from a loving home and I thought that my love could change him. That's what I have had friends who have been in abusive relationships, but I know that they grew up in a home that was loving.
Mm.
And then they ended up in an abusive relationship. And, well, I just want to love him till he changes. It's like,
Well, the environment that he grew up in was abusive. So now, oh man, this is like a whole different.
This was supposed to be a fun, loving, heartfelt podcast.
That's very interesting.
That's
I've
a whole
actually
different
Yeah,
topic.
that's a whole different topic though. Like I don't want to, because I can. Yeah, I could speak a lot on this, guys. So we will definitely come back to this
Yeah, we should.
conversation. Yeah.
But what we're trying to push here today, my words got like what we're trying to today with the video that you watch was like, fathers, you are the greatest example of being the protector of your family. You are the first
lover.
one that we fall in love with. You are the first teacher, because that's what Proverbs 22:6 says. Train up a child in the way that he should go, and we know the rest of that. Like, of course they will depart if they depart, but that seed was already planted.
Right.
But you are the first teacher for I'm saying us because I'm a daughter,
Yeah.
So it's like, be that example to them. For the fathers that are listening now and have young ones, even if it's just a little girl or a boy as well, teach your son how to be a loving, caring, ambitious, responsible, protective,
but loving.
Yes,
that's the word. Because
loving.
I don't think a lot of
I didn't say that. That was like the first one, no?
Yes, yes, that was the first one. Because we live in a society where fathers are not teaching their sons how to be loving. They're teaching them the complete opposite.
No.
They're teaching them the complete opposite. And it's the truth.
Yeah.
It is. They're teaching their son how to be this alpha male, to not, there's multiple out there for you. Go search. No. So the same way
you want your for failure.
Yeah. Well, and they deserve the love as well. They deserve to have the love that you once had. So,
or that your mom loved you.
It's this video just shows us that the way that you want your daughter to be treated is the way that you should be teaching your children how to be.
Yeah. I'm sure he learned that from his dad too.
I'm sure he did.
So it just trickles down from generation to generation. And even if it doesn't, be that change.
Then
if your father didn't teach you how to be a loving husband or how to be a great dad, make it your priority. Be intentional. You know yourself when you're lacking in being a great husband, when you're lacking of being a great father. Just remember that these are memories that we have. Money is going to come and go. Jobs, they're gonna fire you one day and replace you with someone else, but your family is always going to be there. So be present with your family, because they're going to remember all of that. Your children are going to remember whether you were present or not. Your children are going to remember what type of man, what type of woman you were, and they are going to be the replica of you as they're growing up. So God gave you these kids. God lend you the kids.
Yes.
He lent them to you to raise them accordingly, to raise them lovingly. Please do your job. And if you don't know how to do it, don't be afraid to ask. Observe the men in your church. the
The godly
the
man.
guy, the godly man, the one that you can see, like, oh my God, look at the son, how he loves his dad. Look at the daughter, how how she loves the mom, how vice versa, how the family. I'm very observant when it comes to that. Like, the dynamic of a family, how they are together, is very important to me.
Yeah.
And if I'm observing that, I'm sure that the children are grasping that too.
And observing. Yeah.
So show that love towards one another.
Towards each other.
Be that role model
Mm.
so that children can grow up to be healthy and have healthy relationships and not have breakups, not have broken hearts. Because that's why there's so many broken hearts. God gave us this nice whole heart, so beautiful, so red. And then here we are, we're just like tainting it. We're puncturing it. We're ripping chunks out of it, you know? We're causing pain to it. And then God has to come back and
fix it for us.
He has to mend it.
Yeah.
Like, but I gave you a good heart. But it all comes down to, you know, the family dynamic.
Yes.
Build that safe, protect the space within your tribe.
Your tribe.
Your tribe. That is your tribe.
That is, yeah.
That's your tribe. Take care of it. Don't allow anybody to ruin that. Don't allow your emotions, don't allow your job, don't allow your necessities, don't allow none of that to ruin the dynamic that's in your household. You know, I don't know why this came to my head, but I have known families who have been in and out, like just poor. And you ask the children, what is it that they remember most? They don't remember being poor. Mm-hmm. They just remember that mommy and daddy loved each other and that they were present.
Yeah.
That's all the kids remember. It's the emotions.
Right.
That you provide in that household.
Yeah.
Everything else
falls through. Goes away.
Doesn't matter.
So
yeah.
Mm-hmm. Amen. I think we have said enough.
We sure have.
About how many second video?
I didn't even know.
No, but this was beautiful.
Yeah.
It needed to be said.
Yeah.
So amen to that. And we will
There was no script today.
There really wasn't, guys.
There's nothing. I was just looking at Bible verses.
Whose turn is it for today?
I have no idea. Who was the last one that read in the last episode?
It was you. It was you.
Me?
But
so
it was
you.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Oh, because I read something
else.
else.
Yes, you read something else. Mm-hmm. All right. Psalm 16:11. You make known to me the path of life. You will fill me with joy in your presence, with eternal pleasures at your right hand.
Read the first one again.
You make known to me the path of life.
Mm-hmm. Grab that.
Amen.
Thank you, girls.
Yes,
that was great input.
Yes, thank you.
If anybody wants to write something,
don't forget to subscribe and comment. Watch the video and let us know what you guys think. Because in here, only 4 people gave different opinions. 4 different opinions. We want to hear more. So,
por favor,
please share, comment, subscribe, and
or if you don't have nothing to say about it, just put a heart. Put a heart. I was here.
I watched it and I liked it.
Thank you. That was good. That was good.
Yes.